Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritam Gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dear Shri Mahendra Bhai, Ninaben, other deputies present here, teachers, parents, my very dear young friends, I'm extremely happy to meet you all. It's a great pleasure to come back here. In 2010, I had come here. It was a great pleasure. At that time, it was a vacation, and then Mahendra Bhai told that I do not know how many were there, but then the hall was full. Today also the house is full. And it was a great pleasure at that time to meet you all again. And that is how the whole process started. Then Mahendra Bhai used to come every year, so I said, well, we are going to, that's the, in the whole Ramakrishna order, we never had any international youth conference. Never. By any center, not only Baroda. Never. We had international conferences on interfaith harmony and all that, but never an international youth conference by any center. And we took the decision, we ventured into this only because of Vivekananda Vidyapith. When Mahendra Bhai said that yes, we will come with a few students, I said at least few students are there from America, that would make it international. And maybe, there we are always in constant touch with the youth. So many youths are coming there. We have regular programs for the youth. So getting the youth is not a problem. Problem is getting the youth from outside India. So when there was a big chunk available, then we ventured. First International Youth Conference. We announced also 10th and 11th August. We have got 30, that time 30, afterwards it became 55, but that time 30 ensured. We thought some other countries also, I know because I have been to South Africa, Mauritius and UK and other European countries I have visited. So I have a few friends, I tell them if they can come and I'll tell them that you can have a pilgrimage to Bellumat and come first to Baroda and then go to Bellumat. I cannot give you the to and fro fare, but I can organize your tour. So that's how I thought that some people will come. But ultimately it turned out to be, by God's grace, total out of 600, 125 people were from 24 countries. So it was magic. So it was a divine plan. It just came, the idea came, and we were just worried how the first International Youth Conference by Ramakrishna Order, 120 years, no center, not even Bellumat. We had national level youth conferences earlier by Bellumat, but never an International Youth Conference. Maybe some few people were there from other countries, but it was not given the name International Youth Conference. Even now, January, they are going to have a big youth conference. There will be 10,000 youths, but it is not called International Youth Conference. It is National Youth Conference. So, we ventured into that. That is because of Vivekananda Vidyapith. So, I must thank Vivekananda Vidyapith for inspiring us to go for this venture, and ultimately it turned out to be a great success. And the 10th and 11th of August, how it all went on, we do not know. We just took the decision, then somehow the help started coming, and we had 0 rupees budget to begin with. We didn't know from where money will come. But somehow the other, we were at present 0 rupees deficit. So it all went off like that. So we had a wonderful program. So I must thank Sri Mahendra Bhai Jani and all his associates for making it possible, that how the idea developed, and then they had it cheap and we tried to work it out, and it turned out to be so nice. And I am also thankful to all the participants, because all those who came, they were very much enamored. Even Shuddhatma Prana, yesterday I was in Rijli Manor, Shuddhatma Prana was saying, my God, Vivekananda Vidyapith students, so disciplined, because she saw it herself. She saw herself in the program, all those who had come were so disciplined, and such nice programs they have given. All of them have appreciated. That coming from America, they thought Americans means, oh, American youth. But they never thought that American youth could be like that, chanting the slokas much better than the Indian youth. They were amazed. They were amazed. So, and the feedback also they gave, in the feedback forms also they have given very good practical suggestions. So I am thankful to all the participants, all those who have come. How many of you came, by the way, I want to know, how many of you were there for the International Youth Conference in Baroda recently? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 21, 30. So out of 55, 32 are here. That's a good, more than 50%. That's good. So, the 50% who are sitting here, they missed it. You are really missed it. Don't worry. I have brought 17 DVDs. I have already handed over to Mahendra Bhai. Whole program of 2 days, 10th and 11th August, we had 19-hour program. So out of which some lunch and tea and snacks and all that, there were some intervals and all that. So totally we have prepared 17 hours of DVDs, 17 DVDs. Already that set has been given and it can be copied. And every DVD has got the inaugural function, DVD number 1. Second, DVD number 2 is Dr. Kalam's interaction. That is given in full. All are in full. These 17 DVDs, whole program is there. But sometimes it becomes difficult, to see all the 17 DVDs. So we had 17 to 3 DVDs also. A set of 3 DVDs, where this DVD number 2 is full, Dr. Kalam's speech and interaction. DVD number 1, many other programs. DVD number 3, lot of programs. And we are having 3 types of DVDs. One is a set of 17 DVDs. One is a set of 3 DVDs. One is a set of 1 DVD. Only one DVD. Like this, hundreds of DVDs already have gone, and hundreds will go. So it has become very popular program. And there is one full hour, one DVD is full of your Vivekananda Vidyapith program, presentation by the Vivekananda Vidyapith students. That is, I think, DVD number 15, DVD number 10 or something like that. The chart is given there in your letter. Afterwards, it will be copied and you can take the DVDs of your own programs. And one photo CD containing photographs of all the functions. So you can make those photographs and you can take the photographs and print the photographs. So number 1 is thanking all those who made it successful and all those who came. Really, it was a wonderful performance by the students of Vivekananda Vidyapith. Wonderful performance. The youth presentation also, the lectures were also very nice. The feedback that was given also was very nice. So overall, it turned out to be a successful program. These 2 days, first ever International Youth Conference by Ramakrishna Mission, turned out to be a very successful program, thanks to Vivekananda Vidyapith. Now, 2 years back I was there, 3 years back in 2010, I already talked, and that time there was very good this one. This time what I wanted was, in fact I told Mahendra Bhai that rather than giving the lecture, what I would prefer is that, there was one session was question answer session. And so many beautiful questions were asked, particularly by the Vivekananda Vidyapith, which was ended old. But unfortunately, the time was very less. And so we could not cover all the questions. So what I was thinking that's why I set aside all the other programs. I said, no, I must come to Vivekananda Vidyapith. And also reply to the questions that I could not reply at that time because of the shortage of time. So I want to give more time to question answer session, and that will be not limited to this topic. Particularly those questions by the youths which could not be answered at that time. If you have got some questions, I would be very happy to answer this question. Supposing by chance if the time is short, and then supposing we have to wind up, don't worry. I will be here in Vivekananda Vidyapith, and unless until Mahendra Bhai Jani says, now you must go out, you have to close it. I am not going to go without replying to your questions. Maybe we will sit outside I will stand outside the gate. But I want to reply all the questions. Because such beautiful questions coming from the mind of the youth, it was so wonderful. Very nice questions they had to put. So I will reply to all the questions. Now as far as this topic, today's topic is concerned, I don't know why Mahendra Bhai selected this topic. Because the topic he selected is happiness and peace in everyday life. That is because that is the name of my book, which is very popular. Thousands, more than 60,000 copies have gone in Gujarati, in English, and more than 1 lakh copies have already been sold out in Gujarati. So maybe that is the reason. But that is for others. Here all the people I am seeing, they are so happy. You don't need this lecture. First of all, you don't need them. Secondly, because you are associated with Vivekananda Vidyapith, you don't need them. And particularly when you are sitting in this wonderful spiritual atmosphere, you don't need them. Both happiness and peace are always with you. Then what we can have some theoretical discussion which you can transmit to others. This is not for you. You can tell others because you are already happy, I know. Sometimes some unhappiness comes, that is temporary. That comes to everybody. As long as, unless until that unhappiness comes, we will not go to God. God also makes provision for that. If we are always happy, then who will go to God? Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi. Jo sukh mein sumiran kare, to dukh kaya ko kare. Because even when you are happy, you are chanting the name of the Lord, so no misery will come to you. That I can assure you. Because you are doing so much, such nice bhajans. And I was very much charmed by, even now today also, the singing, the chanting of the mantras, the beautiful prayer. Khandana Bhavandana prayer. This was composed by Swami Vivekananda himself. Set to music by Swami Vivekananda himself. He was a great musician. And do you have prayers every day? This Khandana Bhavandana? No, on special days.
We do celebration Thursday.
Thursday you do.
Monday.
Very nice, very nice. We do, this prayer is being sung in all our branch centers all over the world. There are 173 branch centers all over the world. All the centers we have this Khandana Bhavandana every day evening. This is the evening Vesper prayer. And then, even apart from 173 centers, there are 1000 centers which are not directly administered by monks of Ramakrishna order. Our household devotees, they are running it, and we are having a functional linkage with them. Even in those 1000 centers also, they have everyday evening prayer. Apart from that, thousands of devotees, they have purchased that CD and they put on that CD, evening arti. Or without CD they will sing. In their own houses there is a small shrine, but every day evening, this has become a tradition to sing this Khandana Bhavandana. But they are all singing, but the rhythm and the overall sur, that is the tone, the music, wonderful today. I was very happy. Everything was in tune, everything was in rhythm, and that is great because Swami Vivekananda said music can be the best medium of meeting with God because music is divine. It can take you to divine. It's also a part of spiritual practices. And that's why Shri Ramakrishna was a great musician. Swami Vivekananda was a great musician. Through music only, he said, you can reach God, provided it is in rhythm. Provided you are not Betal Siddha. Some people are Betal Siddha like me. So Betal Siddha will not do. Tal Siddha. It should be in rhythm. Anyway, but this prayer is very important. Swami Vivekananda himself composed it. Once Girish Chandra Ghosh, he told Swami Vivekananda, he used to call it, Naren Bhai, I have one request. Swami Vivekananda used to regard Girish Chandra Ghosh like anything. He used to tell him, GC, why are you talking like this? You should not make a request. You should order me. Whatever you order, I will do it. You are my elder brother. Then Girish Chandra Ghosh said, you see, Naren, my dear Naren Bhai, you see, God has given you wonderful capacity of speaking, of writing, wonderful intelligence. This is my request, that you've got tremendous power and tremendous strength. This is my request that you must write a biography of Shri Ramakrishna. Then Swami Vivekananda said, GC, the first thing you said is very right. Sometimes I feel so much power within me, that I think I can take the whole earth in my hand and I can just throw it like a ball. I feel so much power. But the second thing you told, I don't agree. Because there I feel powerless. Who am I to write the biography of Sri Ramakrishna? What I have understood, I have not understood even 1/1,000,000th part of his greatness. With my small intelligence, how can I understand if there can be a limit to the infinite power of Brahman? There is no limit to the infinite greatness of Sri Ramakrishna. Do you mean to say that I will create a statue of a monkey? Somebody was given the task of creating the statue of Shiva. Ultimately what turned out was a statue of a monkey. So he said, do you want me to do like that? That I should have a statue of monkey or a painting of monkey instead of Shiva? I can't do that. This is not possible for me. And really he did not write the biography because he said, I have not understood Sri Ramakrishna. He is so great and my intelligence is so small. Swami Vivekananda says. But he also said, by his grace, millions of Vivekanandas can be created from the dust of his feet. Sri Ramakrishna is so great that from the dust of his feet, millions of Vivekanandas can be produced. That is the power of Sri Ramakrishna. That is one cite. But then, though he did not write the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, later on Swami Sardanji wrote the biography, Sri Ramakrishna Prasanga. The Sri Ramakrishna, the great master, though he did not write the biography, but he wrote this evening artikam, this stotra, and that is all. He has left nothing unsaid. In this stotra, Khandana Bhavabandhana Jagabandhana Vanditomaya, you get the whole glory of Sri Ramakrishna. When I was in Rajkot, our Adhyaksha was Swami Mumukshananji. He said, you are giving discourses every Saturday on Kathamrita, that is gospel. Some devotees are telling that every day they are chanting this Khandana Bhavana, but they do not know the meaning. So why don't you take out one or two discourses on this evening article? Later on you can continue with the gospel. I said, I don't mind. Then I started thinking about the stotra, trying to find out the meaning of it and trying to convey the meaning to them. I thought it will take 1 or 2 weeks. Every Saturday, 1 or 2 weeks. 1 or 2 weeks gone, 1 or 2 months gone, 1 or 2 years gone, but it's not ending. My God, every sentence is so much full of meaning. Later on that book has come out in Gujarati, Ramakrishna Ardharikam. It has come out in the form of a book. Gist of what speeches I gave, maybe 30-40 speeches. So it is full of meaning. So that's why I was very happy when you were doing this Khandana Bhavavandana. A wonderful atmosphere was built. Why? Because Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda himself wrote. And in that stotra, he has left nothing unsaid about Sri Ramakrishna. Everything is there. So please go through that stotra as much as possible. try to go through the meaning also. There are two types of meaning. One is the meaning that is called literal meaning. And then there is bhava, emotions, the emotional background. Each and every sentence has got lots of stories behind it. Lot of incidents of Sri Ramakrishna are there behind that. It is nothing but the whole biography of Sri Ramakrishna. Not only the whole biography, but hundreds of qualities of Sri Ramakrishna that are all described in one small stotra. So I was very happy to listen to that. Coming to the subject, happiness and peace in everyday life. You know, you are all very happy, you are looking very happy, you have got peace of mind. One reason is that because you are all attached to this Vivekananda Vidyapith. And that is one of the most important methods of getting happiness and peace. And that is why you are having happiness and peace. So whatever I am going to tell you will be very useful to you in conveying to others. You already got happiness and peace. But then there are so many types of happiness. That also we come to know. And what we want is happiness and peace in everyday life. We want short-term happiness, but we want long-term happiness also. But no, we want eternal happiness also. So what is the difference between short-term happiness, long-term happiness, eternal happiness? Peace of mind, short-term peace, long-term peace, eternal peace. So we want all of that. What is the difference? How to get that? At present, most of the time, whenever I go any country, any place, they want this topic because most of the people, they do not have happiness and peace. There are so many reasons. Everybody is under tension. Most of the people are under tension nowadays, irrespective of nationality. Whether it is America, whether it is India, everywhere people are under stress, under tension, irrespective of whether they are teachers or professors in whatever occupation, irrespective of whether boys or girls, or whether they are elderly people or children, even small kids. I asked a very small girl, "How are you?" She said, "I am under tension." Huh? Such a small girl, why you are under tension? I can understand your grandparents are under tension because they are worried when they will be put into old age home, they do not know. You know, in India also, old age home is started, like America. They have started old age homes there. So the grandparents are always afraid they may put me to the old age home. So I can understand they are under tension. I can understand your father's tension because now recession is going on, you know. To anytime they may give you VRS. You know VRS? In India they are giving VRS. VRS means Voluntary Retirement Scheme. But they are giving it compulsorily. If you don't take VRS within 1 year, then you will not get any benefit. So it is a compulsory voluntary retirement scheme. So father is under stress. Any moment I may get VRS because there is a recession and they want to give up, particularly those companies which are getting privatized, the government companies, they want to give retirement VRS to the people. So I can understand your father's tension, okay. I can understand your elder brother's tension because he's in 12th science. In India, 12th science means it is a war with Pakistan. War between Pakistan and India. Whole family, it gets so much under tension because 12th science, if you don't get good result, you will not get admission, good admission in good college, medical or engineering. And everybody wants to go for medical engineering. So that all chartered. So they want to have maximum percentage. For that maximum percentage, they will go for coaching class, then they will go to tuition class, they will also go to school for only for attendance. So there is no time. And in Baroda, I saw one of our lady devotees, she came from Ankleshwar. I said, "How come you are here?" "You know, my son is in 12th science." So in Ankleshwar we don't get good tuition. So he gets good tuition in Baroda. So it is 3 hours from Baroda to Ankleshwar. So every day it is not possible to come. So he is staying here in Baroda. We have rented a house and he is staying here. Now who will feed him? Who will bath him? Who will give him food? Who will prepare his notes? Who will help him? So I am here to help him. To give him food, to wake him up in the morning, to do everything for him, because after all 12 science, not a small thing. But then what happens to father? Oh, he will take food in hotel. And the mom has come here to help the son because 12 science. So I told that small girl, I can understand the tension of your father, of your elder brother, of your grandparents. I can also understand the tension of your mom, because very difficult to, manage the finance. The prices are going high up, and then the gas is not available. There most of the people, they are cooking gas. Very difficult to get cooking gas. So there is a big queue for getting cooking gas, and the prices are soaring high. So that financial management very difficult. Then the management of the mother-in-law and the management of the husband. Then the management of the children, they are like monkeys. So very difficult. And most difficult, which you cannot realize in America, the biggest problem, in India is the management, the management of the maid servant. Most difficult, because there you don't have any problem because you don't keep any maid servant. There, without maid servant, they cannot go. Every house they want to have maid servant. And then sometimes even some lady divorce, they say, you try to get me a maid servant, otherwise I will commit suicide. How can I get you maid servant? This is simple they are telling. I want a maid servant. Without that my life is hell, you must get me a maid servant. So what type of maid servant you want? I ask them. Then she says, I want a maid servant who should be intelligent. इशारे में समझे. She should understand. She should be so smart. She should understand everything. Whatever I say, she should understand. Without telling also, she should understand. What I want to get that. Okay, she should be a. Second, she should be very, very swift in working. I don't want slow work. Fast. She should be very fast working. Third, I want cleanliness. She should be neat and clean. I don't want dirty work. Then, fourth, she should not tell anything against me. Whatever I say, she would listen. She would not say anything. She should be obedient. Okay. Then, she should not take a single leave out of 365 days. And last, she should take minimum salary. And such type of maid servant not available. And sometimes the maid servant they leave, then their life becomes miserable. Because without maid servant nothing can go. So then I told that small girl, I can understand the problems, the tension of your grandparents, of your father, of your elder brother, of your mom. But why you are under tension? Then she told me, Swamiji, I am in senior KG. Last year I was in junior KG. I got first class first. My mom has told, this time also you should get first class first. And that's why I am under tension. So this first tension problem is competition. So much competition has come. That girl got first class first. Why should you get first class second? You should get first class first. So there is a keen competition. In the modern age, why the problems have multiplied is that there is a tough competition. We are trying to compare with others. This comparison by the parents is the biggest blow to happiness in your family. Whenever you try to compare your children with the children of the parents, of the neighborhood, that is how the unhappiness starts. Never compare yourself with others. Never compare your children with others' children. Your children are your children and they are special children. You treat them as special children. children. Don't compare with others. They have got their own specialization. Each and every child, you cannot have this thumb impression is different for everybody. Everybody is unique. That was the topic Dr. Kalam gave in this conference. You are unique. Each and every person has got a unique thumb, and each and every person God has given unique capacity. Only we have to take it out. Never compare yourself, your children with others' children. That is how unhappiness starts. Because your children they are unique children. They may not be athletes, but they may be good singers. She may be good singer. Who knows? So every child has got some unique characteristic. You try to develop that rather than comparing your children with other children. Similarly, I tell the students, never compare yourself with other students. This is how unhappiness starts. But you must compare. With whom should I compare? Compare yourself with yourself. Compare yourself with yourself. Yesterday, I was like this. Am I better today? Yes. Yesterday, I went up to this. Today, I have advanced. Am I advancing? Am I becoming better? Am I getting better? Yes. That is how you should compare. Compare yourself with yourself of yesterday. Getting better, 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 better. There is no end to becoming better. Sky is the limit. So that is how we should go. Trying to develop our own inherent skill, inherent capacity, that potentiality, that is infinite potentiality. Let us try to develop that rather than trying to imitate others or rather than trying to compare others. This is the first thing that we have to see. So, unhappiness starts from that comparison. So that is one thing, that comparison, the keen competition. Even businessmen also, why they are miserable? One businessman was asked, why are you depressed? No, I made a loss of so many rupees. I was preparing the brick. He is a brick merchant. So I prepared the brick and I got loss of so many lakhs of rupees. Don't worry. धंधे में यही होता है. कभी मुनाफा होता है, कभी लॉस होता है. It happens. Sometimes there is profit, sometimes there is loss. So you have to be prepared. This is the game of life, game of business. Sometimes there will be profit, sometimes there will be loss. Don't worry. Next year, he got profit, huge profit. And then he was asked, how are you? Are you happy? Now that you got so much of profit, are you happy? No. Why? Last time you were unhappy because you got lost. I can understand. This time you got so much of profit, then why are you unhappy? Oh, बाजू वाले को मेरे से ज़्यादा profit हुआ. Now there is no cure to this unhappiness. After getting so much of profit, he is feeling miserable. Why? Because the other person got more profit. I have got 96% marks. Last time I got 90%. Are you feeling happy? No. The other one got 97%. So you feel miserable. So whenever you compare yourself with others, you are trying to bring the door of unhappiness to your door. That's all. You are opening the door of unhappiness. So this is the thing. Tough competition has come. This is the age of competition, and that is why people are unhappy. That is number one. Number two, why people are unhappy? Generation gap has come. When I was in Rajkot, one girl used to come to me and she said, nowadays parents, they do not understand the children, there's a big generation gap. They do not understand our problems. They are from the 18th century and we are from the 21st century. There can be no meeting point. I said, yes. Then afterwards, she was that time in MSc Microbiology. She completed MSc Microbiology and then she joined as a lecturer in the same college. After 5 years, she came to me. Swamiji, I used to give lectures on generation gap because let's say our parents are not able to understand us and all that. Now my students are telling, madam, you will not understand us, there is a generation gap. Within 5 years, I have become old. I am becoming old generation. Within 5 years. Previously, there was also generation gap. That generation gap used to occur after 100 years. Now the generation gap is coming after 5 years. She has become obsolete now. Madam, you are from the old age, you will not understand. This problem was already pointed out. This was already the future shock. Alvin Toffler wrote a book many years back. The name of the book is The Future Shock. He said the whole society is undergoing transformation at such an alarming speed that the society will not be able to absorb that shock. And that time has come. There is so much of revolution in technology, in communication technology, in science, in industrialization, and the values are changing so fast in the society that even the parents are now unable to cope up with that. The parents are not able to cope up with that. And the young generation, they are feeling out of sort because there is such a big generation gap that has come. And that is one of the important reasons of having unhappiness in the family. Most of this, I'll tell you a real good example. When I had been to one house and then I jokingly said, you see, they are talking about Bin Laden. That time Bin Laden was alive. Like they are talking Bin Laden. Bin Laden is in your family. When that girl was that boy was talking about the atrocities, so-called atrocities of his father, and you must do like this and that, and then you must get up early morning, this and that, whatever, some discipline he was talking about. Then I said, oh, Bin Laden, they are talking about Bin Laden, he is in the house. Yes, Swami, how could you know? My father is Bin Laden. He was so happy that I could diagnose his problem. Yes, Swamiji, very true. Bin Laden is in my house. Greatest terrorist. He is a terrorist. I am always afraid of my father. Then he will bring out his AK-47. Get up, morning. And so many parents, they come to me and they have only one complaint. What is the complaint? Nowadays children do not listen to us. Most disobedient. कोई हमारी बात संभालता नहीं. हमारी बात कोई सुनता नहीं. All disobedient. We were also young, but we were never like this. We were never like this. But these youngsters of today's age, most disobedient. बात ही नहीं सुनते. The parents have gone. This is in the morning. Now evening, they are all my young friends. They are also coming in the evening. What do they say? हमको घर में कोई समझता नहीं है, समझना चाहता भी नहीं. हमने कोई घर में समझતું નથી, સમજવા માંગતું પણ નથી. Nobody understands us. Nobody understands our problem, and they don't try to understand our problem. That is the problem. So they have also a point. They also have a point. Youngsters also have a point. They have a lot of types of problems. The problems, we, the older generation, we never had these problems. These new types of problems. One girl telephoned me from Rajasthan. So there is a very, very nice girls' hostel there, a very good educational institution. So her parents were also known to me and all that. From a small kid, she has grown up now. She is in a college. And she just weeping on the telephone. I want to commit suicide. I said, no, don't do that. What is happening? No, my friend has stopped talking to me for last 5 days. My God, such a big disaster. Can you understand? In our time, we did not. Your father has died. I can understand that you are miserable. Your friend, her girlfriend, has stopped talking to her for 5 days, and she starts thinking. She is thinking of committing suicide. Can you imagine? How much she is feeling miserable. And what type of value system has come? And what type of problems, very different type of problem that for us these are not problem, for them this is a big problem. So the whole shift, there is such paradigm shift in their thinking youngsters, they have a very different type of brain, very different type of mindset. You cannot understand them. I am moving with the youth, day and night I am talking to them. Thousands and thousands of youth every month I am meeting, hundreds of and thousands of youth conventions I am doing. But I myself find, 30 years when I used to go to the youth, I used to talk to them, they had some problems, I used to solve their problem. And today's youth, they have different type of problems altogether. The whole shift has gone, whatever it is. But this is their complaint. Students are complaining, nobody understands me at home and they do not want to understand my problem. This is where the problem starts in the family. Because there is a big generation gap. And this is quite natural because the whole society has undergone so much transformation. The value system has undergone so much of transformation that it is not of the fault of the parents, neither the fault of the children. It is the whole society has undergone. What is the solution? Solution is only one thing, that both the parents and the children, they have to come together. And there has to be some session where the parents try to understand the problem. For us it may be a foolish problem, One of the problems I said, it's a foolish problem. You don't, but for them, this is a life and death problem. For them it's a life and death. So what we try to do? We try to understand them. Whatever it is, it may be a foolish question, it may be a foolish problem. Let us try to understand. Let us try to have a patient hearing at least. This is one solution. And then, the students also, they think that we are very intelligent. Of course, their IQ level is much higher than most of the parents. That is true. They are so intelligent. Even a 5-year kid, but I do not know how to operate my mobile, this and that. Swami, kya love? They have got this. They have got different type of IQ. They are very smart. In many things, they are much more smarter. That's true, very true. But the students must understand that the elders may have less IQ. They may be computer illiterate like me, or they may be lacking in many types of knowledge, but they have got higher experience. They have undergone a lot of learning experience in the life. So why not let us share that experience with the parents? So the students also, I tell them, you should also don't try to disobey outright. You try to understand why they are telling like that. And you ask why. And the parents, it is the duty of the parents to tell them why. Because unless you give the reply of why, they are not going to obey. So it is the parents' duty to tell why you want a particular thing to be done. And it is the duty of the children not to disobey outright, but try to understand why they are telling like that. And this is how, trying to learn from each other, trying to understand each other, and we must have some meetings between parents. And so whenever we go, it's a triangle. Value education, we are trying to do value education programs. We say it is a triangle. Teacher, students, not enough parents. All the three make a triangle. So we have teachers programs, we have students program, we also have effective parenting schemes or parents program. So parents also need to be re-educated on how to do parenting. Parenting has become the most difficult thing nowadays because of the transformation of the whole society. So that is one reason. So generation gap, we'll have to, the only solution of the problem of generation gap is nothing but trying to understand each other, a mutual understanding and mutual consultation and mutual meeting and bridge the generation gap. Only solution for generation gap, bringing the generation gap, is to have bridged the communication gap. It is the communication gap that leads to generation gap. So there should be more and more communication between parents and the children. So if you are not able to look after them on weekdays because we are so busy, at least weekends, you must be with the children, and for that eating together, praying together is a must. at least one meal if you can take every day, eating together, and at least one time if you can pray together, automatically this generation gap will be diffused, not dissolved, but diffused to a great extent. Third problem, why most of the people are unhappy? There is a demon that has entered into the society. Everywhere. It has entered America, it has entered India, and that great demon, the name of that demon is called consumerism. Oxford Dictionary has now added one more word, and that word is called affluenza. Not influenza. Influenza, sometimes we get it also. This is affluenza. It comes to affluent people, fortunately. So, what is affluenza? In America, they have started affluenza resistant society. Yes, parents, they have started affluenza to protect their children from affluenza. What is the disease? Affluenza, the children of the affluent people, they get, every day they want more number of cars, more number of shoes, more number of dresses, more number of gadgets and all that, new iPods and iPad and this and that, every day new models. And the more they get, the more dissatisfied they become. They become the prey of Nugget neurosis. And then later on, they become so much dissatisfied, the more they get, the more they become dissatisfied, and ultimately becoming prey of Nugget neurosis. And then they become so unhappy with themselves, then they become drug addict, and then they become psychiatric patients, and then they commit suicide. This is affluenza. And in order to protect these children from affluenza, now the affluenza resistant society has been started by the parents. And these parents, they take their children in America to the nearby villages at the weekend and show them how the village children are living. They are not having a single car. You are having 2 cars. They are not having a single car. You are having 3 shoes and 10 shoes. They are having only 1 shoe. So likewise, even that is the lifestyle, and yet these children are happy. And with so many gadgets, you are unhappy. So this comparison when they do, then they feel a little this one, and then they try to do so little bit of service for the poor children, and that gives them a little bit of concern for the poor, and that gives them the comparison of how better they are off then compared to these unfortunate children, and that reduces their hankering for more goods and more goods. And that is how gradually they become out of the clutches of affluenza. This affluenza has come, consumerism has come, that is one of the important reasons. Eric Fromm wrote a book many years back. The name of the book is To Have or To Be. And then he says, man has become a commodity. He thinks himself like a commodity and sells himself like a commodity. It has become a commodity. Human beings have become commodities. They are sellable goods. In India particularly, bridegrooms, if you want a good bridegroom, then you have to pay. How much? I don't know the latest rate. But some time back in Bihar or UP, they give dowry. So if he's an engineer, 40 lakhs of rupees. If you want a bridegroom, you want to have the marriage of your daughter, then you must have the bridegroom. Engineer, 40 lakhs of rupees. Dowry you have to pay. If doctor, 60 lakhs. IAS officer or IPS, 1 crore. Why? Because if you pay 1 crore, that is nothing. When your daughter will get married to that person who is IAS officer, he will be bringing crores of rupees from under the table by corruption. So it is only short-term investment and long-term returns. So they do that. So whatever it is, bridegrooms are being sold. So Eric Fromm says, man has become a commodity. He thinks himself like a commodity and sells himself like a commodity also. So it has become a commodity. And everywhere it is all money, money, money. And all the people in the world, they have started having an equation in their mind. What is the equation? Equation is H is directly proportional to M, where H is equal to happiness and M is equal to money. The more money you will get, the more happiness you will get. But what is the statistical analysis telling? If you got some faith in statistics, statistical analysis says there are 3 countries in the whole world having highest per capita income. What are the 3 countries? America, Japan and Sweden. And there are 3 countries having highest rates of suicides, increasing rates of suicide. Which are the countries? America, Japan and Sweden. And there are 3 countries having highest rate of increasing number of psychic patients. Which are the countries? America, Japan and Sweden. So what is the equation? H is inversely proportional to M. The greater the per capita income, the greater is the number of suicide, the greater is the number of psychic patients. So many books are coming out. In America the book has come out. Derek Humphreys has written a book. The name of the book is The Final Exit, and the book itself is Exit, not available. After a long search, I found one copy in one book fair. I wanted to know what it is all about. It is selling like hotcake. What is the book all about? You know what is written there in the book? How to commit suicide. And the book is selling like hotcake. The name of the book is Final Exit by Derek Humphreys from America. Japan's bestseller book, you know the name of the book? The Complete Manual on Committing Suicide. From Japan. 3.5 lakhs copies sold in 1 year. And some people committed suicide with the book in their hand and committed suicide in the manner in which it has been told. What is the bestseller book in France? The name of the book is Suicide User's Manual. And it is selling like hotcake. So books on committing suicide are selling like hotcake. In so-called developed countries, we thought there is unhappiness. Poor countries, they are not able to get food 2 times a day. So they must be very unhappy. They are unhappy, of course, but here they are more unhappy. With lot of food. So much of per capita income. Suicide. According to National Institute of Mental Health of America, on an average, at least one person regularly goes to a psychiatrist. On an average, 1%. 25% of the people in America regularly go to a psychiatrist at one time or the other, not continuously, at one time or the other. And in Japan, the Ministry of Health Japan brought out the figures that 42% of the 44 of the executives and employers of 44 years and above are suffering from mental disorder. And 100 mental new hospitals are opening and on an emergency scale in Japan. What it is all about? It says that H is directly proportional to M is a wrong equation. Only with money you cannot have happiness. Of course, don't take a wrong message. Money is very, very important to get happiness. Because without money you can't have computer, you cannot have car, you cannot have house, you cannot have food. Money is very important. But money alone cannot give happiness. Had it been given, then so many people with high per capita income would not have committed suicide or would not have been a psychiatrist. So then what is the reason? The thing is that you have to have money in order to get happiness, but money cannot be the end objective of life. That is what Shri Ramakrishna tells in every page of the Gospel of Shri Ramakrishna. Money is important, but money cannot be the goal of life. The goal of life is happiness and peace, which we have forgotten. There is a beautiful book about which I have told you last time when I told you about a book by Dana Zohar. She is a professor in Oxford University. The name of the book is SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence. And I talked about how SQ is very important for getting success in life along with IQ and EQ that I had told last time. In that book she gives a beautiful example. There was a fisherman who was sleeping in his boat. It was afternoon. And there was a management consultant of Harvard University by the sea beach of Mexico. He was sitting there. Then he asked this fisherman, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you not fishing? It's still afternoon." Then the fisherman was reclining. He said in a reclining pose, "Sir, what should I say? I'm so fortunate. In the early morning when I was fishing, I got a big catch. What a big fish I got. I sold it. I got enough money to go for the whole day's function. So my quota is over. So I'm enjoying." What? Is there any quota system here? You should go for fishing and you should get more money. But what would I do with more money? I've already got today's money. No, you must deposit. Deposit, he never heard the name deposit. Deposit, yes, you open an account in the bank and deposit that money. But what will I do? Go on depositing, and then you have got enough money, you buy another boat, bigger boat, then you will be able to go deeper into the ocean, you will get much better fishes, much longer fishes, much larger fishes, and you get more money. What I do with the same, with the more money? Again deposit. And go on depositing, then get another fish, another boat, another boat. Gradually you will become a owner of so many fleet, of so many boats, and you will become CEO of a multinational company. I am a management expert from Harvard University. How to run that multinational company, I'll teach you. And then you can open branches, New York, London, so many countries. You can open branches and you can have more money, more. But what do I do with more money? Go on having more money and go on opening branches. Then what? Then what will happen when you will work hard and you have so many branches, then naturally you will get heart attack. And then you will have blood pressure and you have diabetes, you will have a lot of diseases. And so that time, it will not be possible for you. So you sell everything. And then you bring that money to me. I know the latest share market rates of every company. I know, I'm an investment expert. Then I will tell you where to invest in which company, in which share and all that. And if you invest like that, then you will getting a fixed amount of money every month at your doorstep. And then you will be able to sleep nicely. I was sleeping nicely. It is you who woke me up. For sleeping nicely is such a long, roundabout process. Dana Zohar says that fisherman has got low IQ. He doesn't know how to make money. This Harvard management expert has got high IQ. He knows how to multiply money and how to run a multinational company. But that fisherman has got high SQ. He knows the purpose of life is to relax, is to have happiness and peace. And that fellow has got high IQ, no SQ. He doesn't know the purpose of life is not to have heart attack and not to have blood pressure by working harder, but to have happiness and peace. He knows the secret. This fisherman knows the secret of life, and that is happiness and peace. The purpose of life is not only to earn money. The purpose of life is to have happiness and peace, which we have forgotten. So that is where we have to strike a balance. We want more money, we want a better standard of living, we want more gadgets, we want more comforts, not at the cost of happiness and peace. And remember, happiness is not in the computer, happiness is not in the car, happiness is not in the house, happiness is here within the mind. With a person who hasn't got a car, an ordinary car, he gets very happy. Another person with a very, very luxury car, he is not getting happy because he was aiming at the car of his neighbor. So it is all happiness is inside. Happiness is not in the goods. It is inside the mind. So even getting a very costly thing, you become unhappy. You would have found out from yourself in your whole life, because you are comparing yourself with the other person who is having a higher thing or a better thing or a more valuable thing. And supposing, for example, a person, he is cursing. Why? Because his one leg is gone. So he is cursing. But when he sees a person without having any leg, then he says, God, you are so merciful, at least one leg is with me by which I can crawl. That is happiness. That is the secret of happiness. not to compare ourselves with the others. If at all you want to compare, compare yourself as far as the things are concerned of the worldly things, compare yourself with lower things. When you want for spiritual progress, you compare yourself with the higher, greater people. They are meditating for 2 hours. Why can't I meditate for at least 1 hour if he is meditating for 2 hours? If he is praying every day twice, why can't I pray for once? There you should go for comparison with the person who is higher, up. But when worldly things, you try to compare yourself with the inferior people. Already, at least I have got this much, I should be satisfied. Otherwise there is no end to the craving and trishna and hankering. There is no end to it. So if you want happiness, remember the source of infinite joy, infinite happiness is within. Why we are not getting happiness? One person told very beautifully, everybody says I want happiness, and yet nobody is getting happiness because they do not know how to get happiness. So how to get happiness? Remove I and remove want. I want happiness. Remove I and remove want. What remains? Happiness. So remove these two. I, ego, selfishness, and want, trishna. Want more. No. Let us have contentment. Santosh ke saman dhun dhan nahi hai. Ma Sharda used to say, Santosh ke saman koi dhan nahi hai. The greatest prosperity, the greatest asset is santosh, contentment. Should we not crave for more money? Should we not crave for a better salary? Should we not crave for a higher salary? Yes. But at one point of the time, we must have contentment because there is no end to that. So we must know how much is comfort and how much is luxury. We must draw a line. How much should we have for happiness and how much we have for getting unhappiness. So this contentment, remove I, selfishness, ego, remove want, and what remains is happiness. And we are not getting happiness because we think happiness is in objects. It is not there. Then where is happiness? According to Vedanta, the source of infinite joy, infinite happiness is within every human being. Already it is there. So Kabir says, Moko kahan tu dhunde bande, main to tere paas mein, khojoge to abhi milunga, pal bhar ki talash mein. The source of infinite joy, infinite happiness is within each and every human being. But we are trying to search that happiness in latest model car, latest model house, latest model electronic gadgets. No, happiness is not there. Where is the happiness? The source of infinite joy, infinite happiness is within each and every human being. Nityo nityanam, chetanas chetananam, eko bahunam, yu vidadhati kaman, tam atmastam yenu pashyate dhira, tesham shanti shashvati netaresham. Kathopishan says, Nityo nityanam, nitya, eternal. Behind the eternal Atman, there is superior, more eternal Paramatman, God. Nityo nityanam, chetanas chetananam. There is a consciousness, and within that consciousness, there is a super consciousness. That is called God. Nityo nityanam, chetanas chetananam, eko bahunam, yu vidadhati kama. And that God, the Paramatman, is ruling the whole world. Tam atmastam yenu pashyante dhira. Those who are dhira, those who are steady-minded, those who see, those who have realized this Paramatman, this Supreme Self, tesham shanti shashvati netara. They alone can get eternal happiness and eternal peace. None else can get that eternal happiness and eternal peace. And after all, how much happiness you want? I tell a youngster, I ask a young person, how much happiness you want? 10 kg or 20 kg? 20 kg. 20 kg or 100 kg? 100 kg. 100 kg or 1000 kg? 1000 kg. 1000 kg or 10,000 kg? Then how much you want? Unlimited happiness. Every one of us wants unlimited happiness. Because our our nature is Satchit Ananda. We cannot be satisfied with limited happiness. What we want is infinite joy, infinite happiness. And how much life we want? I asked the youngster, when do you want to die? No, don't talk about dying. No, you have to die. You see, 100 years? No. 120? No. That the greatest record is 129 years by Russian. No. Then when do you want to die? I don't want to die. You ask anybody, when you want to die? No planning of dying. Even if a person who wants to commit suicide, he doesn't want to die, she doesn't want to die. You ask one girl trying to commit suicide, don't commit suicide, this is very bad, it's a sin. No, I want to commit suicide. I want to end this life. No, you shouldn't. No, I want to end it. But why? No, I want to marry that boy, my parents are not. No, I met the parents, they were agreed. They were agreed. No, I don't want to die. So nobody wants to die, only for a temporary reason, because she was not getting married to that boy, so she was trying to commit suicide. Nobody wants to end the life. Everybody wants eternal life. Everybody wants eternal happiness. Infinite happiness, infinite life, and infinite knowledge. Why? Because that is our true nature. Satchit Ananda. So the infinite joy is within. Unless until we get infinite joy, we will not be satisfied. Like the fish out of water. If you remove the fish becomes restless. Why? Because its nature is to remain in water. Similarly, our nature is to remain in infinite joy, infinite bliss, infinite happiness. When you don't get that, we become restless. All of us are restless. Why? Because we do not get infinite happiness. Sometimes we become peaceful because temporarily we get the car of the latest model and we become happy. But once the neighbor gets the better, then again, same. So our happiness is temporary. But unlimited happiness we cannot have. Because that is inside us and we are searching outside. The source of infinite joy, infinite happiness is within all of us. मोको कहाँ तो ढूंढे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में, खोजोगे तो भी मिलूंगा पल भर के तलाश में. It will be available. But I am not able to get it. Shri Ramakrishna says, when you are born as a human being, the purpose of life is to realize God. But where is God? God is present in everybody's human heart. Every human heart. He is staying here in the heart. That is what Bhagavad Gita also says. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hrideshya arjuna brahmiyan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani maya tameva sharanam gaccha sarvabhavena bharata tat prasada param shantim sthanam prapsasi shashvatam. Arjun, what is God doing? God is present in everybody's heart. He is sitting inside everybody's heart. What does he do? Like a machine operator is operating the whole thing. He is ruling the whole thing. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani. He is running every human being, putting them to task. Every type of task. He is making them do that work. Brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra rudhani maya. With his maya, he is trying to operate the whole world as a machine operates the machine. So what you should do? Ishvara sarvabhutanam hridesha arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra rudhani maya tameva sharanam gaccha. So you go and surrender yourself to God. Sarvabhavena bharata. Fully surrender yourself. Tat prasada. With His grace, param shanti. You will get supreme peace in this very life by His grace, by the grace of God. So God is present in everybody's human heart. Then Shri Ramakrishna said, God is present in everybody's heart. You go and surrender yourself to Him, and you will realize God, and that is the purpose of life. You are saying God is present in everybody's heart. What is the documentary evidence? We are not able to see. How do you believe? How do we believe you? Then Shri Ramakrishna said, okay, do you believe I am talking to you? Yes. Why? Because we are seeing you with our own eyes that you are talking. Okay. Then Shri Ramakrishna had this type of chadar. He just hid his face like this. Can you see me? No. That means I am not there? No, you are there. You just told, if you can see, you are there. If you do not see, you are not there. But you are not able to see, that means I am not there. No, you are there. Then why you are not able to see me? Because there is a screen hiding your face. Sri Ramakrishna says, yes, that is the heart. God is present in everybody's heart. He is so near, very, very near. But we are not able to realize it. Why? There is a screen of ignorance. And that is why Kabir says, Ghumkat ka pat khol re, tohe piya milenge, katu ko vachan mat bol re, tohe piya milenge. You will get your beloved, you will got God when remove the screen of ignorance. But how to remove the screen of ignorance? Swami Vivekananda gives the gist of whole of Vedanta in his book on Raj Yoga. What does he say? Each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of this, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Dogmas, rituals, worships, temples, churches, mosques are but secondary details. So this is the method given by Swami. How to remove the ignorance. Once you remove the ignorance, you will get infinite joy, infinite happiness, infinite bliss. How to remove it? 4 methods. Raj Yoga, meditation. That is Ashtanga Yoga. Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. Yama is 5. Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Ahimsa. Niyama also 5. Shauch, Santosh, Tap, Swadhyaya, Ishwar Pranidhana. Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyana, and the last is Samadhi. That is Raj Yoga. But to tell you briefly, it is meditation. Meditation will get you happiness in everyday life. Meditation will give you supreme happiness. Second, Bhakti Yoga, prayer, mantra japam, worship of the Lord. Most important, prayer. That will give you eternal happiness. That is Bhakti Yoga. Then Jnana Yoga, trying to know our own nature. Who am I? Am I this body? No. Am I this mind? No. Am I this? No. Then Chidananda Rupa Shiva Om Shiva Om. That is Jnana Yoga. And 4th is Karma Yoga, converting work into worship and trying to have unselfish service. By purity will be obtained by unselfish service. And once the mind becomes pure, and then you get the infinite joy, infinite happiness, infinite bliss. So these are the 4 methods. Anyone can take up any method which is suitable to you, and you practice it, and then you realize the ultimate reality. What is the best method? Best method is whatever suits you is your best method. So Swami Vivekananda said, whatever suits you is your best method. What about you? Which method you adopt? Swami Vivekananda says, well, I adopt all the 4 methods. So Romarola says, Swami Vivekananda rode on all the 4 horses simultaneously. Then Swami Vivekananda says, why not combine all the 4 yogas? All the 4 yogas are independently capable of leading you to the ultimate reality and infinite joy. Why not combine all the 4? Now that is the language of the modern science, modern management. Modern management says if you want productivity, if you want profit in your company, what you should do? You should try to have maximum utilization of all the resources. Then you can increase productivity and you can increase profit. Similarly, God has given so many faculties. One faculty is hands. Utilize this faculty for working for the Lord. That is Karma Yoga. Now God has given mind. So with that mind, you meditate on God. That is Raj Yoga. Okay. Then also God has given intellect. So with the intellect, try to think about the ultimate reality. That is Jnana Yoga. And then everybody has got a heart, and you want to love someone, and you want to receive someone. How much love you want? I asked the youngsters, how much love you want? 10 kg or 20 kg? No, 20 kg. 20 kg, 100 kg, 100 kg. How much love you want? Infinite love. Unlimited love. And Swami Vivekananda says in his book on Religion of Love, beautiful book by Swami Vivekananda, Religion of Love, Prem Yoga. Those who have got Prem Roga should read Prem Yoga. I tell the youngsters. Nowadays many youngsters are getting this Prem Roga. For them the best is Prem Yoga. That is Religion of Love. Where Swami Vivekananda says there cannot be an infinite love between 2 finite realities changing all the time, and their minds also changing all the time, and both going toward death. There cannot be an infinite love between 2 finite realities changing all the time, and their minds also changing all the time, their moods also changing all the time, and both going towards death. So then there can be an infinite love between infinite Atman and infinite Paramatman. And that is Bhakti Yoga, religion of love. Why not worship the Lord? Why not love God who will never betray you? Many girls, they come to me, oh, so many, now what to do? Many boys come to me, itna investment kiya and wo दूसरे का मोटरसाइकिल में बैठाया, आइसक्रीम खिलाया, अब खिलाया दूसरे को बहुत गए. अरे रो मत, तेरे को दूसरे मिलेगी उससे. Afterwards they repent. Why? Because there cannot be true love between two finite realities. Unlimited love can come between two unlimited faculties. That is, infinite Atman, infinite Paramatma. Should we not love then anybody? Yes. Should we not love our parents? Yes. Should we not love children? Yes. Should we not love everybody? But remember, if you love human relationship, it will always fail you. But try to manifest that divine relationship. Try to love the divine within your parents. That is why it is called. Just now you chanted. Tvamev mata cha pita tvameva, tvame bandhu cha sakha tvameva. God is present in your parents. Tvamev mata cha pita tvameva. So everywhere, in parents also, the same God is present. So in parents, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Athithi Devo Bhava. So God is present in parents also, in mother. So you love the God within mother, not mother. And try to serve the mother. Why? Because God is present in that. And now Swami Vivekananda says, I am giving you some additional mantras. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Athithi Devo Bhava. I am giving you additional mantras which are more important for the modern age. What is that? Daridra Devo Bhava, Rogi Devo Bhava. Worship the Lord who is present in sick persons. Worship the Lord who is present in poor people. So that is the worship of God. So we must love. We must serve. The God who is present in our parents, God who is present in our children, God who is present in other our friends. But if you have direct relationship, you are going to have regrets at one point or the other. But when it is a divine relationship, it is going to give you infinite happiness, infinite joy. So why not why not love the Lord? You will never repent. Kabhi kabhi repent hota hai. But here there is no repentance if you love the Lord. That is called Bhakti Yoga. Combine all the four yogas. Maximum utilize of all the faculties. That is what Swami Vivekananda says. Combine all the four yogas. Now this is for getting eternal happiness, eternal peace, eternal fulfillment. Ultimate fulfillment. What about happiness and peace in everyday life? The same four yogas, if practiced daily, will give you happiness and peace in every day. For example, if you are practicing Bhakti Yoga, if you are praying everything, Swami Vivekananda says, the best thing if you start your practice, spiritual practice, you start with a prayer. And that prayer we all know. But he says in Raj Yoga, if you really pray like this, you will get happiness. What is that prayer? Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashchit dukha bhag bhave. Let all be happy, let all be healthy, let all get good, let all become good, let none get misery. What a beautiful prayer. Swami Vivekananda says in his book on Raj Yoga, at long last you will understand, not now. At long last you will understand that the best way to become happy is to see that others are happy, and the best way to get peace of mind is to pray for others' peace of mind. So that is why he says, when you start your spiritual practices, start with this prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashchit dukha bhag bhave. Let all be happy, let all be healthy, let all get good, let none become miserable. What a beautiful prayer. It will really bring you peace of mind. And I tell others, you try to. Is it true? I say, you try to practice and you will get the result. Many people they are saying, yes, I am getting the result. But some people say, no, I am not getting the result. I said, there is something wrong with your prayer. Many pray like this, oh Lord, let all be happy. Minus my mother-in-law. Don't put a bracket there. Oh Lord, let all be happy. Minus my mother-in-law. Oh Lord, let all be happy. Minus my daughter-in-law. Oh Lord, let all be happy. Minus my husband. Oh Lord, let all be happy. Minus my wife. No, don't put a bracket that time. At least at that time. After the whole day you are doing what? At least at that time, oh Lord, let all be happy. And if you can pray like this, oh Lord, let all be happy. How much peace you will get, you try to understand that. Try to realize that, you practice it. During the prayer, oh Lord, let all be happy. At that time, no bracket. And you will feel so peace. Yes, all be happy. Let all become happy. Let all become healthy. And you will feel so much of peace. That is the everyday life you will get it. Not ultimately. Every day you will get peace of mind if you pray like that. Every day if you meditate for some time, you will get tranquility. Every day. Then that is Raj Yoga. And then every day if you can do little bit of unselfish service. Little bit. I tell the students, do you have grandparents? Just try to see. One day you ask your grandfather, can I serve you? Do a little bit of service. Feel for yourself how much happy you feel. Somebody is not able to cross the road. Just helping, giving a helping hand. And you feel, you can have a first-hand experience. What joy you get by doing unselfish service. If it is really unselfish service, it will give you joy. If it doesn't give you joy, it is not unselfish service. You are trying to get some return out of it. Sure, but if you really do unselfish service, little bit of unselfish service, immediately you will get so much of joy and peace. So peace in everyday life you will get. So, Karma Yoga, unselfish service. Bhakti Yoga, prayer. Meditation, Raj Yoga. And Gyan Yoga, try to read some books on positive thinking. Best thing is books of Swami Vivekananda. For youngsters, for elderly people, Kathamrita, the Gospel of Shri Ramakrishna. Practice it every day before you are asleep. You know, our present President Maharaj is Swami Atmasthananji. He is the President of the whole Ramakrishna World Order. When he came to Baroda, then after his food, after something, then we were just going. He said, now you go. I will have to take my sleeping drug. I was amazed. I said, I never thought that you were taking sleeping drugs. You got this problem. Then he smiled and said, oh, you don't know my sleeping drug? Here is my sleeping drug, the Gospel of Shri Ramakrishna. Every night, he reads the book, Gospel, and then he enters into sleep very nicely. So, read the Gospel of Shri Ramakrishna. Read the book of Swami Vivekananda. Such a nice sleep you will get. And such a powerful positive thinking you will get. So, what is the process for getting infinite happiness, infinite joy, infinite bliss, eternal happiness, eternal joy? Combination of 4 yogas. Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. And how to get happiness and peace in every life? Same 4 yogas. Bhakti Yoga, prayer. Jnana, Raj Yoga, meditation. Sometime. Karma Yoga, unselfish service. Little bit of unselfish service. And Jnana Yoga, reading the books and thinking about it. Read one paragraph and think about it, glide into sleep. This is the best method of getting happiness and peace in everyday life. You don't have to go to a psychiatrist. You don't have to consult anybody. This is a simple method, but people do not want simple method. They want complicated method, costly method. This is zero rupees investment. Books are available plenty. Any book you take of Swami Vivekananda, just read one paragraph, glide into sleep. Take Gospel, read. Prayer, how much money you want? Pray just 2 minutes, just pray for the welfare of all. Meditation, just 2 minutes, meditate. See for yourself. Gradually you increase the time, but feel for yourself. Now, how to get happiness, how to get harmony in the family. There was a prime minister in Japan. I am talking about 17th century. His name was Oson. He was a very old man, and it was told that in his family, he had a very large family of 200 members, joint family in Japan in 17th century. And he had so much of harmony and peace in that family that even the dogs will not fight. You know, normally dogs cannot remain without fighting. Here you don't realize, in India we have a lot of dogs fighting in night. So, but even the dogs would be not fighting. Then the emperor of Japan came to Oh, so on, old man. You see, I heard that you are having so much of harmony and peace in your whole family, such a large family. We are having nuclear family, small family, and yet we have a lot of quarrels in the family. Now, can you give me the 100 secrets? 100 secrets of secret formulas of how to have harmony and peace. And if you give me 100 formulas, I'll get it printed, I'll circulate among all the people so that their families also will get happiness and peace. Then the Prime Minister, okay, you give me the piece of paper and pencil, no pen at that time. So he started writing with the pencil on the paper 100 secret formulas of getting harmony and peace in the family. What are the 100 formulas? He wrote down. Forbearance, 100 times he wrote. This is 100 formulas. Forbearance. Sahan karo, sahan karo, sahan karo. Holy Mother used to say, Je sahe, te rahe. Je na sahe, te na rahe. One who can forbear, he will conquer the life. One who cannot forbear, he will have to get destroyed. You have to forbear because life means problems. Swamiji was asked this question by Khetri Maharaja, Ajit Singh Ji. Swamiji, what is life? Immediately replied, my dear prince, life is nothing but the struggle of being under the circumstances, trying to press it down. So there will be problems, always there will be problems. But you have to face it boldly, face the roots, face the problems of life squarely, and that will come. So that is why this you have to bear, forbear. Je sahe te rahe, je na sahe te na rahe. Forbearance is very important. And that is why Shri Ramakrishna used to say, Holy Mother used to say, there are so many alphabets. In Sanskrit or in Hindi or Gujarati, there are so many alphabets. Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, so many alphabets. But one alphabet comes 3 times. Sa, Sa, Sa. All other alphabets only one. Ka, Kha, Ga. But one alphabet coming 3 times. Sa, Sha, Sha. Sahan karo, sahan karo, sahan karo. Sahe te rahe. Na sahe, na rahe. This simple formula. So let us try to develop a little bit of forbearance, and then we will have happiness and peace in every day. Last. I finished already, I have taken much time. I wanted to give more time to question answer session anyway, if there is time available. Otherwise, we will have individual question answer session afterwards, if we have to finish quickly. But last message of Holy Mother Sharda Devi for getting peace of mind. This is the last message. Holy Mother Sharda Devi left her body on 21st July 1920. Before 3 days of her final departure, she was on sick bed, and Annapurna's mother was on the door, and she was weeping. Mother, you will go away, what will happen to us? Maa tame chale jaओ, so maa tum chale jaओगे, हमारा क्या होगा? When you will go away, what will happen to us? Then Holy Mother, this is the last message of Holy Mother. Afterwards she didn't speak anything. This is last she told. My dear daughter, don't worry. Thakur is there to look after you. God is there to look after you. He will look after you. And then last message. My dear daughter, remember, if you want peace of mind, do not look at the faults of others. If you want to look at the faults of others, look at your own faults. No one is a stranger in this world. The whole world is your own. This is the gist of everything. यदि शांति चाहती हो बेटी, तो किसी दूसरे का दोष मत देखना. दोष देखना ही है, पर दोष देखने में बड़ा मजा आता है. दोष देखने में बहुत मजा आता है. मजा आता है, ठीक है, दोष देखना तो अपना देखना. यहां पर इतना दोष मिलेगा कि बाद में दूसरों का दोष देखने का टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. यदि शांति चाहती हो तो किसी का दोष मत देखना. Don't look at the fault of others if you want peace of mind. If you do not want peace of mind, look at the fault of others. But if you want peace of mind, don't look at the faults of others. But I find a great joy in looking at the fault. Then look at your own faults first. And you will get so many faults within that there will be no time to look after the faults of others. बुरा जो देखन मैं गया, बुरा न मिला कोई, जो दिल अपना देखा, मुझसे बुरा न कोई. That is what Kabir says. So this is what will happen. So our Holy Mother says, do not look at the faults of others. Rather try to see your own faults. And the second sentence, no one is a stranger in my child, whole world is your own. Holy Mother was asked, Holy Mother said, they are telling me they are not having peace of mind. सब लोग बोलते हैं अशांति अशांति अशांति, पर अशांति किस बला का नाम है मुझे पता ही नहीं पड़ा है. Can you understand? She says, I cannot understand what is the lack of peace of mind, because I am feeling so much peace of mind. And what type of life she was leading in her family? We say in family our family members are not adjusting, so how can we have peace of mind? You are talking too high. You do not know what type of people we have to deal with in our family. Family members are like this. Everybody is going in his own way. And how to have harmony. And you are talking high. And what type of family Holy Mother was leading? You know, Holy Mother Sharda Devi, read the life of Holy Mother Sharda Devi. What type of family she had? She had, you know, the Pagli Mami. And she was fully 100% mad. Her name itself was Pagli Mami. She was fully mad. And Mami means Sardar Devi's brother, he died. So his wife became mad, stark mad. Sometimes she would come with the old wood, firewood to burn Sardar Devi. And she will speak all types of foul things over Mother. Mother used to denoise. Her peace was not disturbed even after so much of atrocities by the Pagli Mami. So you see, used to say with Pagli Mami. And Pagli Mami's daughter, Radhu, was 50% mad. Half mad. Mad aunt, Pagli Mami, mad aunt, 100% mad. Her daughter, Radhu, 50% mad. And then two nieces were there. Nali and Mapu, 25% mad. And then Golab Ma, 12.5% mad. Always shouting at the top of her voice. That was the family of Sharda Devi. All mad people, and still she is feeling so peaceful. She said, I do not know what is the lack of peace of mind. Ashanti kisko bolte mujhe malum hi nahi pada aakhir. How she used to bear with forbearance. She was practicing what she said. And she said, do not look at the faults of others. And she never looked at the faults of others. And then Golapma said, Ma, what is there happened to you? Anybody is telling mother, and you go and you give everything to that child. You don't look at the character of that person. You don't look at the faults of others. You can't look at the faults of others. Then Holy Mother says, you know, there are so many people there who are looking at the faults of others. If I don't look at the fault of others, what will happen? At least let there be one person who will not look upon the faults of others. And he said, then she said, if you look upon the faults of others, do you know what happens? That fault enters into you. And you will commit the same mistake that he or she is committing. Don't look at the faults of others. All our life, we are not having peace of mind because we are trying to look at the faults of others. Always. इसने भी ऐसा किया, इसने ऐसा किया, इसने मुझे ऐसा किया, इसने मेरे को ये बोला, इसने ये किया. You are telling this finger, but you don't forget these three fingers are towards you. तुमने क्या किया? तुमने क्या किया? मैंने क्या किया? ये कभी हम सोचते नहीं. What have I done? We do not realize. Let us have try self-analysis. Let us not try to point fingers at others. All fault is mine. Whatever misery I am suffering, I know 100% my wife is at fault, 100% her fault. And you are saying you are at fault? How can I remember? I know that my wife is really very, very bad. You do not know it. All faults, 100% she is at fault. And yours, mine is 0% fault. And her, 100% fault. Now I will tell you what is your fault. Why did you marry her? That is your fault. That is your fault. So you are responsible for whatever suffering you are having. Why did you marry her? No, no, what to do? They got me married. That is because of your karmas in the past, but so you are responsible. Why did you get such a wife? Others are getting so nice wife, you are not getting such a nice wife. That is your problem. So you are fault. Ultimately, every fault is mine. Try to look upon my own fault, all problems get resolved. So this is the greatest, and Holy Mother practiced it. She never looked at the faults of others. So once she was worshipping Udbodhan Mayapadi, She was worshipping. At the time, one girl was weeping very profusely. Then she said, mother said, who is weeping there? Come inside. And then that girl started weeping one room. Mother, I am not fit enough to come to your room, to your this shrine, because I had lost my character, and now I cannot enter, I cannot show my face to you. Mother was worshipping. She left that worship half finished. He came out and embraced that girl. Don't worry. Now you got repentance, don't worry. Start a new life. Come. She made her come, sat down, she made her sit, gave her prasad. Take prasad. Get yourself full. Don't worry. I'll give you the name. Repeat this mantra. Lord's name is so powerful. All your past sins will be eradicated. Don't worry. Start a new life. And that girl got a new life. Holy Mother never saw any fault within anybody. And she was so pure. That is why we worship, we say, Pavitram Charitam Yasya, Pavitram Jivanam Tatha, Pavitrata Sarupani, Tasya Devi Namo. That is Sharda Devi. She was herself purity incarnate, and she never saw any fault within. Now, if we want peace of mind, she said, if you want peace of mind, don't look at the faults of others. If you don't want peace of mind, don't look at the faults of others. But if you want peace of mind, let us stop looking at the faults of others. Let us start looking at our own fault. Let us write a self-analysis. This is the biggest message, Sharda, and nobody is a stranger. Everybody is your own. Try, if supposing husband tries to look upon his wife as divinity. Of course, there are thousands of faults in the wife, but at least one good fault, one good quality is there. If the husband tries to see that good quality in his wife and tries to see divine within her, and the wife tries to see the divine within her husband, as Sharda Devi used to look upon Shri Ramakrishna, forgetting all the thousands of very bad qualities, remembering one or two good qualities. If the children look upon their parents with all their faults, with little bit of one or two good qualities, seeing the divine in them, and if the parents look upon their children, they are divine. Yeah, they are committing thousands of mistakes, but one or two good points are there. Try to look upon those good points and try to see the divine within. See what peace will come to the life. What peace will life come to? What peace will come to the family? Sharda Devi says, the whole world is our own. No one is a stranger. If you can take that, trying to see the divine. First of all, let us try to see the divine in parents, in our children, in wife, in husband, and then try to see the divine in others. And ultimately a time will come when we will be able to see the divine even in the people who are not so-called virtuous people. Swami Vivekananda said, my God the wicked. He wrote a letter to Miss Maryhill. My dear Mary, I will talk a lot about myself because I wrote that to you. Now I feel that my task is done. The most 3 or 4 years of life is left behind. I never wanted earthly enjoyments. I lost all wisdom of salvation. I must see my machine in working order, strong working order, knowing for certain that I have put in a lever for the good of humanity, which no power can drive back, at least in India. I will sleep without caring what will be next. And may I be born again and again and suffer thousands of miseries, so that I may worship the only God that exists, the only God that I believe in, the sum total of all souls, and above all, my God the wicked. He says, my God the wicked, my God the miserable, my God the poor of all races of all species, is the special object of worship. A time will come when we will be able to see God even in wicked. But let us try to see God in our Father. Even if we are not able to see God in our father or mother or children, how can we see God in wicked? And gradually we will have to see God in all. And the more we practice this in everyday life, the more we will get peace of mind. So every day we will get happiness and peace, and we will get gradually, by combining all the 4 yogas and by combining the advice of Holy Mother Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda, we will get eternal happiness, eternal joy, eternal life, and that is the purpose of life. Thank you.